Hey, can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hey.
another episode of The Green Factor, a show where we talk
Yo.
about green design and the business of sustainability. I'm your host, Haris the Green Carpenter, and today we'll be talking about connection that count. With me
Yes.
today, we have Cheanu Chew. Hi,
Yes.
Cheanu.
Hi, everyone.
So we have a bit of technical problem just now. I was muted, but it's okay. We are online now. That's
You're
the
all
beauty
good.
of life. Everything
Yes.
is raw and unedited.
That's why it's
So how?
exciting.
Yeah. So how are you, Kenu?
I'm good. I'm good. Although the weather is hasn't been, it's so hot over here. But it's always good to be, get back on LinkedIn Live, especially especially grateful to be on your show.
So thank you very much, Kenu, for coming in. I think just a little bit of introduction about our guest today, about you. I've known you for quite some time. We are in the same circle, and I
Yes.
know you are quite experienced in terms of networking and a lot of things related to people and connection. So that's why on today's episode, I bring you in to share your story and enlighten us about some of the things that you do. So
I'll do my best.
before we go into the topic, for the benefits of our viewers, can you share a little bit about yourself and what you do?
I'm a coach, and of course, that's a very broad term. My I specialize in coaching solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, especially those who are in the SMEs. They feel like they have to handle so many things on their own. From accounting to business to sales to marketing to following up and operation. They tend to neglect on the entire online social media branding and engagement and content creation, and this is where I can step in and help them, no matter what business they are in. I do have students who are florists, who are personal fitness trainer, F&B manufacturer, bakers, all sorts of different industries. So I do have a workshop that they can, it's an online, they can attend and learn some of the strategies, the content strategies that I've been using even before COVID era. And during the third day of MCO 1, I remember one of my posts got super viral. Everybody's asking me, hey, how can I create viral content for my business? So the thing is that you don't aim to create viral content, you aim to create engaging content so you can build your brand through it. So I do have courses, I do have a coaching program. I also have a very specialized coaching program, especially for people in network marketing like MLM and direct selling and Nirvana, um, you know multi-level marketing. So I do have a personalized coaching program for them as well. So yeah, so in a nutshell, I'm a coach, specializing in helping people grow their business.
So I think before you become a coach, you also have a lot of experience in the networking itself, and of course, right now you do a lot more. But why do you see networking important?
Networking, okay. Now I would say networking is definitely a huge part of any business that we are in. All right, more so if we are self-employed, we are our own business owners, and we have to grow our business, because networking is where you get the opportunity to rub shoulders with people within your industry or even outside of industry who can support your industry, or vice versa. And this is where you show up, offer your value, you show up and you offer solutions, you show up and participate in conversations around the economy and the industry, and how we can foster better relationships and support each other and grow together. So I think networking is something that we cannot neglect. All right, we have to constantly be reaching out. We have to constantly be thinking about how we can add value to the community that we're in, to the circle that we're in, because end of the day, it takes a village to grow a business, right? And if we want to leverage on the expertise of other people, if we want to leverage on the experience of, you know, another business owner, networking is where you connect the dots, all right? And I would say if done correctly, it can definitely help you to catapult your business much faster and much more efficiently than doing it all alone and trying to figure out everything all by yourself. So in a nutshell, networking is like the lubricant to the engine of your business.
Hmm. For me as well, I found networking um, very useful to me. But at first, it's really daunting, and because you have to meet a lot of people, right? And it's always
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
What
So
was the daunting thing that you experienced in the beginning?
I think to start is like putting yourself out there. So in a way, I'm quite a reserved person, but once I know somebody and become friends, then I will open up more. So it's always that ice breaking thing. So I think that is where I think the next question is like, how do you network better? So some of the tips that you've learned all this while.
That is a very good question, especially for introverts. It's like, oh, how am I going to talk to people? How am I going to open my mouth and talk to so many people and fake smile, for like 2 hours plus? Um, I think it can sum up to one word. All right, if you really want to remember this keyword whenever you have the opportunity to be networking with people, or you are in the midst of a group, and you don't want to look awkward. um, I think you can remember this keyword. It's called curiosity. So one of the one of the key strategies that I use, that I've been teaching my students to use, is to really be interested in what the other person is saying, be really interested in what they're sharing, even if what they're sharing is not um, directly related to your business. All right. So you want to adopt a curious mindset, just like just like a news reporter. All right, just like a news reporter. So when you engage with someone, you want to ask them questions about what they do, and obviously they're going to tell you about what they do. Don't stop there. You want to ask a little bit more question, but again, do it in a natural way. Not like questioning them, like invigorating them. So so you want to ask expensive questions, not expensive as in dollar, expensive like expand. All right. So expensive, and you want to ask question that expands on their answer. So so say for example, someone walk up to me and say, hey, hi, nice meeting you, and shake my hand and say, what do you do? And let's say I'm not a chatty one. I say, oh, I'm a coach. Some people tend to do that, right? So you're going to say, oh, right. What kind of coach? Do you coach people, in their fitness, or do you coach people in their mindset or business? What kind of coach are you? So that is how you lead on from whatever they answer. And you ask subtle questions, you ask expensive questions to expand on the answer, and then that's how you get the whole conversation flowing. All right. And then like what um, Stephen Covey would say, be interesting than to be interested. Sorry, be interested than to be interesting. So it actually means that you want to be interested in others first, instead of trying to be interesting. Look at me, I have this. Let me show you this. So I think a big part of networking is listening, is curiosity, and also really be interested in what others are sharing. Because when you are sincerely interested, you are definitely going to pick up a lot more value, and it's going to make the whole conversation more fun. What do you think?
Agree. I think that is one of the things I use as well, or I practice. But I'm naturally a curious person, so I like to know about the
That's good.
person, especially in a different industry. I love to learn, so it helps. But of course, because I'm a curious person. But what if do you have to fake it if
Um,
you don't have that?
yeah, that's the common, advice for a lot of newbies. Have you heard of the phrase "fake it till you make it"? The problem with faking it till you make it is sometimes you just freak out during the faking part, and you appear so awkward. Now I used to get advice like that when I still very young, when it's just starting out, and some of my friends who are a little bit elderly say, "Oh, fake it till you make it. You got to believe in yourself. That you're confident, that you're outgoing, that you are talkative." I say, okay, because being the younger one, you always listen to advice without questioning much, right? Asian culture. So I went out there, and it was the most awkward networking situation ever, because it's like, "Hey, hi, oh, my name is," I feel so fake, and I think the other person felt so fake, and we just left it as that. It's like after we exchanged name card and say, "Oh, nice name card, wow," and he was like, "Yeah, yours too," and we just stop, we just look at each other and smile, and we just shake hands and just walk off. That was the most terrible networking experience. So my advice, now that I'm older, for younger people, there's really no such need to fake it till you make it. And I think from my observation of the trend nowadays, the culture that we have nowadays, and I think people appreciate more real and raw emotion, even if you are uncomfortable, and if you can openly say, "You know what, this is my first networking event, I'm feeling very nervous right now, I know I have to ask you a question based on what I see on your name card, but I think I'm just blank, can you help me out?" And I think people actually appreciate that. From the observation that I have, especially with the younger people now, I might be wrong. What do you think?
Uh, it's interesting. It's honesty, right? and
Mm.
and I think like nowadays it's people are more aware, or they're I don't know whether they are less judgy or anything, but they are open. I mean, like if you say that I'm new, I still don't know a lot of things, then you're being honest, so you're being vulnerable. So people like to help. So in general, it makes it easier rather than you just faking it like you're all that, right? People are more tend to connect with you when they see that you're struggling, but you're open to it. So I do agree with the approach.
Now, what
Um,
if what if the situation is like this, Harith? Let's say you are nervous, all right, and you are out there in a networking event,
mm.
and you met up with someone, and you are like, okay, I we just gotta open my mouth and talk, and that person actually say that to you, is that, what, this is my first networking event, I'm nervous as hell, I don't know how to go on with this. How would that immediately make you feel?
I think I like that. I mean, like, because there's a lot of time. I think I don't know whether it's the previous generation or some business books or anything. It's always like you have to be confident. You have to be to that sort of fake it to you,
Yeah.
to put a persona, or a
Yes.
mask. But
Yes.
I think that honesty is very rare, and that vulnerability too is, it's for me, it's you're open to your vulnerability. So it means that you feel safe in front of me. So I'm okay with it, and I try to help as much as possible, and be especially for the younger generation lah. I try to be more adaptive to their style as well. So maybe I will start the flow, and then it depends lah. So it's very fluid, and so we need to like see what's
Yeah.
the feedback and all that. So I think that is during the networking. I think like during is one thing, but a lot of the time, sometimes I do have that problem is the following up. So
Hmm.
how do you meet a lot of people, right? You get a lot of cards or a lot of
Yes.
contacts. So how do you make? How do you approach following up for a
Hmm.
contact?
Um, I recently attended a, not recently. I think it was end of last year. It was one of a major networking event where you really get to meet a lot of people. In a space, talking about 80 over people, in the space. So that was my first um, kind of like big networking event post COVID, because during the whole COVID thing, we were all networking online like this. So what I noticed very different from the pre-COVID era is that, first of all, at least half of the participants don't give out name cards anymore. At least half compared to pre-COVID era. And they always have either their phone or an iPad to show their contact, their business, showcase some of the products or whatever not. And there is always a QR code for us to scan. And most of the time, the QR code will either lead to their landing page, where you can where they list down their contact details, or for some who are open to direct communication, the QR code actually leads directly to the WhatsApp chat with them. So for me, I used the second option, which is a QR code that goes straight into my WhatsApp inbox. So when we are meeting up, some will still give out name card, but even on the name card, they also have a QR code. And then I will show them my QR code for them to just scan, and then they can send me a text on WhatsApp immediately. And then the other thing I noticed is that, if you are going to meet up with so many people in such a short span of time, and half of them don't have a name card, all right, the follow-up system, you got to really think it through before you even attend that networking event. So what I did was a very simple format that I use, is that I know half of them won't have a name card, all right, and half of them will have a name card. So for those who have name card, I can stay back to my old system, which is, I just scribble some of the notes on the name card, so that when I get back home, I can open up the name card and use the notes that I scribbled to recall who are they and what we have been conversing about, and I can send them a, a text message, saying that, hey, Harith, we just met at the networking event just now. Really enjoy our conversation about sustainability. All right, thanks for sharing with me these three tips that you just shared with me. And here's my contact. Let's keep in touch. So the other person who received the text will um, feel that I hear them. I saw them and I heard them, and I acknowledge them, instead of hey, we just met. Uh, Nice meeting you, but it's a very generic message that I can send to everybody. All right. So I always have a habit of sending them a personalized text. If I can, I insert a, 2 to 3 things that we have been talking about, what conversation we had during that time, so that it also help them to remember who I am, because they obviously will be meeting up so many people too. So when I send them a text, they say, oh, so yeah. So Cheanu, you are the one that I talk about this. So those are the people with a name card where I scribble some notes and I follow up with them. Now the new thing that happened was people without a name card, all right, that with the QR code and all. So sometimes we have the time to scan the QR code that opens up the web page, which either lead to their website or to their WhatsApp, and I can send them a text there and then. But sometimes we just don't have enough time. We can just snap a photo of the QR code and go back and do the QR code thing on our own to connect with them. So what I did was that whenever we have time to mingle, I always ask them if I can have a selfie with them, because obviously that is the new trend now, compared to the old time of networking, you know, and 99% of the time they say, sure, why not? So I'm going to, snap a selfie together with them, in one photo. And I say, is the QR code on your name card go straight to your WhatsApp? If they say no, then I say, can I have your WhatsApp number? And I can just send them that photo. If they say yes, so I just scan a QR code, immediately send them the photo, and immediately I say, hey, nice meeting you. Nice shirt, by the way. Let's keep in touch after the event. Then I just send you a text. Whether they read it on the spot or not, doesn't matter. I actually use that to bookmark in my chat history who have I met, and that photo actually saves a lot of time. At least I know, okay, so this the guy and this the girl that I met, and immediately I have the contact number because I send the photo to them. So again, when I go back home after I done with the name cards, the follow up with text messages, then I go with the chat history of who I send the photo to, say, hey, nice catching up with you just now. You were talking about sustainability, we're talking about networking, so again the same format, follows after that. So I think this system works for me. It might or might not work for everyone else. So the key is that you have to think it through. When you attend a networking event, what are some of the situations you'll be getting, how you're going to receive their number, how you're going to follow with them, and you just come up with a very simple system that you can load into, with all the context that you've got from networking event. You can load into the system and you can follow up, and it doesn't really take a lot of your time, right? So you can use a very simple spreadsheet for that, or you can use Notion if you are using Notion, or even just a piece of paper, writing in your diary, whatever suits you. But having that system that captures the flow of getting contact, what conversation we have, and the follow up, just that flow itself, it's going to make the entire networking activity more manageable, right? What do you
Yeah, I think I struggle with that. The following up, I'm good at events, meeting people, and all that, but the following up. So I think by having a system like you say, because I do sometimes do that, but not all the time. So I think the idea
think?
is to get it into a habit. So any
Yes.
contact you get, okay, how do you can archive it? How you can, where is your funnel? Sometimes people do email follow up, right? So
Mhm.
email is one thing, but right now I think WhatsApp also, most
Yes.
of people, at least in Malaysia, use WhatsApp, so it's still
Yes.
useful. Yeah, so I think it's about getting that the process and all that.
Mm.
So my next question is mostly for beginners.
Mm.
That because okay, if you want to do your own business or you have been working for a while, you want to go into making your own business, it's you have to do a lot of networking. So advice for these beginners on how or where should they network or where do they start?
Well, that will actually depend on, first of all, their own personality, and also the nature of their business. So let me give some examples. If let's say they are, more geared towards extrovert. I'm not saying that they are not introvert. Maybe they are not extreme introvert. So they are more either neutral or slight introvert to extrovert. Then you can consider really joining a monthly subscription kind of networking club, all right, where you get to meet different business owners from different industries. There are a lot of such kind of networking organizations, right? You have BNI, you have JCI, you have Lions Club, you have chambers, and a lot, right? So you just need to ask and do your own research. So that the the good thing about this kind of networking organization is that they have a structure, they have a system that keeps you in the circle, all right, and they also have guides to teach you the steps and some of the skills that you need to upgrade your networking skills, your communication, your rapport building. And there's also a supportive community who might be newbies like you, or who are, a little bit more seasoned networker, who can share with you on how you can get the most out of networking activities. So all in all, that, if you're completely new and you're open to learning from others, I think those organizations are a very good starting point. Treat it as, say you want to really, um, you know build your body, all right. Probably you want to lose weight and build muscles, and you have no idea how to go about it, right? Whether can I do this exercise more, or can I focus on just this sport, or what are some of the issues that I might have if I do it on my own. Maybe, I might do it wrong posture and hurt myself and injure myself. So there are a lot of things that for you to consider. So what's the easiest is to sign up for a package, right? Get a personal trainer, sign up for a package, because they can train you. So, and I think networking is also something similar, where if you are not used to it or you are new to it, you also need to work out your networking muscle, right? And you need someone who is experienced or who is knowledgeable to train you on that. So networking organizations like this can provide that kind of guidance and knowledge, to help you ease your way into, being a professional networker. Now let's just say
For
you are not
example, can you example
ex-
of this like post?
organizations.
Ah, is it like
You can
BNI or
yeah, you can Google like BNI. There are JCI. There's also Lions Club. There are some chamber of, commerce. Actually, there's a lot. I think post COVID, there are even more. They have, business breakfast club. And some of them are entirely virtual. They have this online networking, meeting once a month thing. Basically there is always something for any kind of personality. Now, of course, this kind of networking organization would, you need to invest your time to learn, to give value, to show up, to participate in the community activities, because you don't want to be seen as if you just go there and take, right? I just go there, I introduce myself and do my pitch and I go away. That way you are not going to build a very healthy networking relationship, and people actually a bit reluctant to refer business to you if you show up in such a way that I just come here to take. All right. So being a giver is where you're going to, ensure that you have a long-lasting, healthy networking relationship with organizations like that. Being a giver, as in you are sharing your expertise, you are sharing tips, you're sharing hacks, something that you are expert in. So offer value to solve, other people's day-to-day problem. So when they appreciate you for that, they want to help you. They want to ask, hey, how can I refer business to you? What kind of clients you're looking for? So, and that is the basis of a healthy networking relationship. Is really about adding value to each other. Now, for some business people, they might not have the time to really, participate in all these networking activities and building the community. So that way, maybe you can leverage on LinkedIn if you are more to B2B. Actually, even B2C business, I see a lot of business owners are already on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a more professional um, networking platform where you can showcase your work, right? And people actually go to LinkedIn to look for what other people are offering, compared to, say, Facebook is a little bit more casual. All right. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but from my own observation, with my own post, with my own content, the same content I post on LinkedIn, which is educational related. I teach people something about content creation and how to play around with the hashtags and algorithm. It gets a lot of traction on LinkedIn. And with the same post, with the same image and everything, I post it on Facebook. I get very little view, because I think people tend not to, over uh, um, indulge in heavy educational topics when they scroll along on Facebook. Likewise, when I post something very silly, on Facebook, probably just talking about my height, because I'm not a very tall person, and people laugh, and they talk about that, and it's got like 100 over comments. The same thing I put on LinkedIn, nobody's responding to that. So so when it comes to social media, we have to also learn our intention. What is our objective of putting out the content? What is our content strategy? And this is something I teach in my class. What is a content strategy? What is the whole journey that you want to carve out with your content? If you're going to build your brand, just to let people be aware of what you're doing. And I think either platform is good, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. You're going to share something deeper conversation about, let's say Harith, with your profession, you talk about sustainability. If you want to talk about climate, the climate crisis, because sustainability, and it leads to that. And I think LinkedIn is a good platform. Even Twitter is a good platform for you to have a conversation. Not so much on Facebook. I'm not saying that people don't respond to that, but the traction might not be as heavy as LinkedIn and Twitter. But you want to talk about, something light and entertaining, but you still want to showcase about what you do. Let's say you can what you can post on Facebook would be uh, uh, a wood that you are working on, that has a very weird shape, probably shaped like a UFO. You can actually post on Facebook and see, caption this, and I think people actually respond to that more. So sometimes you gotta really look at what kind of audience do you have on your friends list, in different platforms, and all these are what I call content creation strategies. So it's really not just about posting something and giving like and comments, So, and I think this is the part that relates to the sustainability aspect of a lot of businesses, because if they neglect on their social media presence and they just work on the physical business, you when things happen like the COVID, when people actually move to online, they suddenly feel that they're invisible. It's like nobody knows about business. And that was the time during 2020 and 2021 where I see a lot of business owners become content creators. But the sad part is, since 2022, last year, when the economy is open up, everybody's out there, they just stop. They just stop creating content. And I know they see the tangible effect of it. They say, hey, I don't have time to post, but now I have a lot of customers to attend to. This is where the money is coming in. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that if you have been building your online presence for 2 years and you just drop it, chances are the future customers, the future clients, and the future connections that might be, participating in your business, that you are nurturing, that you are educating them for, for some time. By the time they are ready to do business with you, and you're no longer there because they only connect with you on the online space. So they might just connect with your competitors who are still giving value online. So what happened here is that for the past 2 years, you are nurturing them and preparing them and warming up to buy from your competitors. And I think that is the opportunity cost that a lot of people don't see, because it's not tangible, it's not immediately noticeable. You know what I'm saying? So content creation actually is a huge aspect of sustaining your business.
Agree. I think for me as well, I started doing actively being on LinkedIn and online is in 2020 during COVID. And like you say, it takes a long time. And for me, I only see it after more than a year of doing it. So if you stop before that, then it will be like
Yes.
opportunity cost, like always lah.
Yes.
So need to keep on consistent, and it is a struggle on its own. And yeah, but I do agree right now, like how I approach networking. Last time is I felt that okay, every I think if I'm not mistaken, I
Mm,
put a, a, a goal like every month or
mm.
every week I need to meet 100 people. That was initially,
Oh,
and at that
okay.
time it was like physical, right? You have to meet and all that. But after a while, it becomes like so tiring because you have travel, you have to meet a lot of people, and then like
Yes.
overwhelmed with things. So that's why
Burnout.
yeah, and then like I found okay, if I can um, do it online, it's easier to scale up, so I can reach more people. So that's why like I'm seeing that as an add-on to my the offline thing. And this is where I think the next question I want to ask is like, how do you see the future of networking? Is it going to be mostly digital or still both? Any, or how do you see it?
Hybrid, everything hybrid. Even my coaching business is hybrid. Even the workshop, the training, that where I teach content creation for entrepreneurs, are hybrid. Now, for example, my workshop, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, they can immediately just sign up on the website and get access to the training immediately. But what I say hybrid is that uh, it's the networking part where the fellow alumni of the people who attended my training, and when we do gathering, when we actually meet up. And I think that part, if you can do it in person, is going to be much more powerful, because of the human interaction, is the energy in the room, and we get to see the real person behind the screen. But I think consuming the data, consuming the information, and the learning, we can do it online, where the timing is just suits the convenience. When it comes to networking, I would say hybrid. There will be some form of speed networking that you can do online, but that will entirely depend on how good are the hosts or the moderators. All right. So I've been to an online networking event where it's completely flat. All right. So the host, we all joined in a Zoom session. I think we had about 30 of us in the room. and the hosts were just reading the script. Hi, everyone, thanks for coming, blah blah blah, and all these things. So now we introduce ourselves one by one, but make it quick, so we everybody have time to talk. So imagine we have like almost 50 of us, with our camera on, each taking 30 seconds to introduce himself. So let's do some maths, all right? 50 people, 30 seconds, you're talking about 25 minutes. 25 minutes of, people turn on their mic and say, hi, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, 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 I'll mute. That's like 5 seconds gone. And then, and again, not everyone is trained to do a 30-second pitch, all right? So some would say, I'm a teacher, I'm a piano teacher. That's like 10 seconds, all right? So end of the day, people don't actually know how to refer business to them, knowing that you're a piano teacher, but I don't have enough information to understand how I can refer business to you. So only a handful of us, because we were trained in the networking organization, can be laser sharp, but most of them just fall flat. And the host and moderator were just going through the motion, going through the script, and everybody take turns to introduce themselves and say, okay, so now again, let's take the mic one by one and share with us what kind of customers that we can refer to you. And again, everybody just take time. So imagine this: how many percent of people in the room actually listen to each and everyone's pitch? Most don't. All right. So I would say the effectiveness on an online networking event lies entirely on the host, and the moderator. Now, likewise, the other online networking event that I attended, also about the same number of people, about 40, 50. It's entirely different. So this host don't have script. In fact, she doesn't talk much. She just come in and say, "Okay, everybody's in. I'm gonna lock the room. If you have friends coming in, ask them to come in right now because we're gonna lock the room in like 5 minutes time. All right, so that it doesn't disrupt. With people coming in and out. So then people come in. 5 minutes later, and so she locked the room and say, then I think we have about like 48 people in the room. I say, okay, so first part, very simple. I'm going to give you a screen with three questions, all right? Three questions. So then she flashed the screen. Now, what you do is to screenshot this because you're going to refer to this, all right? When I take the screen away, screenshot this. So they do a screenshot thing. See, her instructions are very quick, very short. Yeah. Screenshot already done. Okay, now I'm going to put you in the breakout room. It's going to be random. All right, each room will have like 8 people, and each of you are going to ask each other question. Only these three questions. Don't ask anything else. All right, because we don't have time for that. So only the three questions that you snapshot. Pop, everybody in the breakout room, and let's say I'm with you in the breakout room and three more people. I said, oh, okay, so who start first? Okay, okay, I'm going to start first. I'm going to ask Harith, hey, then I ask you first question, second question, third question. And then you answer, and then everybody knows what you're doing. And then you're going to pick the second question that you're going to ask. The thing is that no one know who you're going to pick next. Because after I'm done, and first of all, you don't know that I'm going to pick you, right? So when I pick you, and once you answer, the rest have to be alert because you might pick them. So okay, done. Thanks. Next, then you're gonna choose. Okay, I'm gonna choose Angela. So then you're gonna ask Angela the three question. Angela gotta answer. And after Angela is done, Angela gotta pick someone else. So everybody's on the alert. So the good thing is that it's gonna like 5 people taking turn asking three questions each, but everybody is paying attention. Then there's a countdown timer, because how she does it, the host does it, is that she set the breakout room to auto disable after a certain time, like 5 minutes. Then everybody is back in the main room. So we can look at the timer and then we're gonna ask question and answer and we have fun. Some of us are like, oh yeah, I think I'm mute, and then we're like laughing and then pop everybody back into the main room. And then she say, okay, now that you know a little bit more about people in your room and three questions, now this is another set of three questions. So the question, the first three questions is more personal, like your favorite color, your favorite fruit. Then the next three questions is a little bit more geared toward the business. It's like, okay, what makes you want to start this business? All right, how long have you started this business? What's the main challenge in this business? But again, no grandmother story. Just be laser sharp. Pop you back into the breakout room. Random again. So sometimes you see the same people in the room. Sometimes you see new people. You just go on. So the entire thing lasted for more than an hour, and we had like 6 7 breakout room sessions like that, mini breakout room sessions like that, and everybody was super engaged. So end of the day, normal breakout room, the end session is say, okay, I guess everybody have fun today. So can I have the permission to send the phone number and email address of everybody, because she has the master copy of everyone's email and phone number. Can I have the permission to send this to everyone? Of course, she already asked that consent when we registered, right? So to register, we put a phone number and an email address. She already mentioned in the form that your contact number and email address will be shared among the participants who attend the live session, not those who don't attend. That's why she locked the room. So anyway, everybody says yes. Then we actually get a list of everybody's phone number and email address. So see, that host actually saved us a lot of time of getting each other's number, and that is a fantastic online networking event, right? Compared to the first one.
It's
You see,
efficient.
you see
It's
the
more
difference?
efficient.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would
And
say it's gonna be hybrid in the future. Some
mm,
online networking event are super efficient. Some offline networking event is highly valuable. If you can, go for both.
awesome, awesome. So we are at the near the end of
Ah,
episode. But I think one more thing I want to ask is like, what's the future of you? Because I also know that you are gonna have like uh, a shampoo, a green shampoo, something like that.
yes, yes,
So what are the
yes.
things that you are
What
working
a
on?
what an interesting combination with my coaching and training. Yes, recently I come across a mutual friend who is a hair expert, and she came from a family of herbalists and microbiologists. So he developed a a shampoo and conditioner range that that's extracted from natural plant-based sources with no toxic, no chemicals. It's 100% vegan. So they develop the formula and they manufacture it, and they 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 actually approach me and see if I can help them distribute it. And I think I actually like this because, uh, you know, my wife and my daughter, they use shampoo more than I do. So I think it's something that we can use in this family, and also their friends. So when I look at the ingredients and hear the story and see how the whole development started, I buy into that vision of that really promoting natural botanical, uh, something from the nature into our body, because I think we are exposed to too much of chemicals and artificial ingredients in our life. Not just the thing that we use to and apply onto the skin. It also includes things that we eat. All right, so it's a lot of chemicals, a lot of artificial ingredients, and I think this is a very good start for me to really change my lifestyle and also educate my daughter in terms of sustainability in the long run. So yeah, with all this manufacturing and labeling and registering with the coming trend and everything all done. So we are looking at probably getting the first batch in Malaysia, moving around in Malaysia after Raya, with the shipment and all. So I haven't been officially announcing it yet on my LinkedIn or Facebook or anywhere. So this is the first time I actually publicly, talking about this. So if any of your audience, who's watching this, would like to know more, just hit me up on LinkedIn. All right, send me a DM, and add me as your connection. I'll reply you. I'll respond to it. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Awesome, awesome. So I think when the time comes, you will also announce on LinkedIn.
Yes,
So
definitely.
everyone, you just said Cheanu. He is one of the lucky one who get his first name
Ah,
as an ad. All of us have to add few things after they need to get the address. Ah, so thank you very much again, Keanu. We are at the end of the show. For the
you're welcome.
audience, if you find this episode beneficial, do share it. Um, it we have this show every week, and we discuss a lot of different types of things regarding business and sustainability. And if you feel that you want to learn more, do subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. Thank you very much for your time, and as always, have a green week ahead. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.